Hey, you kids, get off my grass. You don't want me coming out there. Good morning, guys. I'm here again with Dr. V,
Hello.
and the doctor is going to show us his 5 favorite gardens that we have discovered, at least to the level we are in Lord of the Rings. There obviously could be more that we just haven't leveled up to see in other zones, but we're going to take you on a little garden sightseeing trip. And Doctor, you want to go ahead and take over the commentary, and I'll follow you?
Right, and I appreciate your disclaimer there. That's true. We've only played through, the mid 70s levels in the game, so we haven't seen by any means all of the content. It could be that there's a fantastic garden around every bend in the road from here on out, but this is my top 5 garden spots for Middle Earth as implemented by Turbin in Lord of the Rings Online. And we're starting out here in Caras Galadhon, which is the city in Lothlorien where Galadriel and Celeborn rule over the Galadriel elves. And I just thought it was a very impressive view. We're seeing it here in the foredawn, so the sun is just about to come up. And the garden in particular that I'm talking about is Galadriel's beautiful and somewhat labyrinthine garden beneath us here.
Wow.
Now we've caught a glimpse of this garden, if I remember correctly, in a dream when we're brand new characters, just going through the introductory quest lines. At one point, if I recall correctly again, Galadriel comes to us in a dream, each character, and shows us a glimpse of this garden and gives us some foreknowledge of what's about to transpire in Middle Earth.
I do remember that, yes.
Yeah, so we have seen this before, but it's an actual physical location in the game and not just a dream space. And I think the way it's rendered in the dream is a little bit desaturated or maybe even grayscale, whereas here we see it in full color. Of course, this is her famous mirror where she has she's able to see visions of what may come to be and what might be, but not necessarily the future as a fixed reality.
Well, I didn't notice these the last time here. The statues?
Yes.
I didn't notice those. That's cool.
So just a quick tour through the first of my top 5 gardens of Turbine's Middle Earth.
That's very nice. You kind of forget about these things while you're, questing and leveling and, excuse me, going through the game. Sometimes you forget about this stuff and things that places you've been and sites that developers really have worked on pretty hard to make look very cool,
Yeah, you can just see the earliest light of the dawn over the structures of Galadhon here. So anyway,
very cool.
On to the next.
Yeah, let me pause it here for everybody, and we'll be back in a few minutes, guys, so don't run off. That was just number 1. And guys, we are back, still here with the doctor. And the doctor, you're going to explain where we're going for your number 2 garden pick.
Okay, sure. This is along the northern route through Moria, along Durin's Way. This is a little ways west of what's called the Stone Hall. And this is kind of a remarkable place to encounter for the first time as you're riding through or traveling through Moria. This is called Tharâkh Bazân, or Durin's Garden. And legend has it that this garden was constructed at Durin, the great dwarf king's orders, in such a way as to let light filter down from the great Silvertine Mountain down into Moria and support the growth of plants, trees and bushes and all sorts of plant life here, amply watered with flowing waterfalls and streams and pools. Apparently they used some crystals and mirrors to get the sunlight to make its long way down here. And of course, there's also a lot of illumination by these glowing crystals that are so common in Moria.
Unfortunately, the orcs and goblins have kind of taken it over now.
They have, but they haven't, I guess, truly despoiled it, I would say. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
It's still beautiful, but depending on your level as you travel through here, you could be in fairly great danger. Here's some massive, I don't know, almost look like coleus plants or something here.
Well, the carvings too, with the waterfalls coming out of the dwarf head, is pretty amazing.
It is, yeah.
And the
So anyway,
plants
just
are
a
pretty
quick look
cool.
around here. We have visited this area before and we've talked about it, but I just had to include it in my list of top 5 gardens that I've encountered in Middle-earth so far.
Yeah, I'm down here on the bottom looking around. I don't know if I've ever actually come down here. I don't know if we ever actually had to quest down, I mean, in these other areas, you know what I mean? This is kind of like all new here. At least for me, I don't think I've ever been down in here. That's amazing. I don't think I really knew this was back here. Huh. This is pretty sweet. Oops, these stairs, or is that a drop-off? That's a drop-off. Dwarves and their damn drop-offs. Let's see if I can pull this off and not break a leg. And this here, down here, would make you think you're back in the forest, you know?
That's right, it would. And in fact, some of these trees are very reminiscent of the trees you see in Eregion. So it's, it's credible that they imported these trees from nearby lands and kept them here for generations, just to keep a sense of natural beauty around. Something you don't necessarily associate with dwarves, at least not in the same way you do with elves.
Yeah, or even
An
man.
appreciation for the natural world.
Right. Yeah, it's very, very cool. I don't think I've ever ran down. I think we had some quests in that one area when we first came here, but I don't remember seeing the other side. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna pause here and go to number 3, and this is in no particular order, guys. We just kind of wanted to show you these. So hang in there, and we will be back in just a few minutes. All right, guys, and we're back again, and I suppose you can guess where we're at. If not, this is Rivendell. And Doctor, why don't you tell them where we're going next?
Okay, well, this is the familiar residence of Elrond and many other respected elves from the stories. But the garden in particular that I'm talking about in Rivendell is Imlad Gelair, and it's just ahead here. It's kind of a little secret spot hidden in the walls of the mountains that surround the Rivendell Valley.
Nice
Right, when you
splash screen.
first enter, you come into this kind of little alcove in the stone, and as you proceed farther, it gets much darker. Even though it's daytime, it's still very dark, illuminated by lamplight,
No, this is cool.
and there's water flowing. as there seems to be everywhere in Rivendell. Rivendell is actually thought to have been based on a real-world location in Switzerland, the Lauterbrunnen Valley in Switzerland, which is a remarkably picturesque place. And it's a place where large, steep mountains surround a river and stream-rich valley.
Yeah, I was doing a Rongo moment and gawking.
Okay, it gets really dark here
But
before you
not for
emerge out
long.
into the beautiful garden. So this is the third of my favorite gardens of Middle-earth. This is actually a crafting location in part.
Now, for the dumbness of me, is this garden actually part of something in the story, in the books, or is this just made up through the game system?
I'm not familiar with any reference to this in Tolkien's works, but there certainly may be. I'm not an expert by any means, and I don't need to, or I don't intend to present myself in any way, shape, or form as knowing the richness of that legendarium to any degree of detail, but
Now
I'm
you're
not
letting me
familiar with.
down. I mean, all my life I've looked upon you as being the expert that knows everything.
Well, life is really disappointing at times, I
Man,
guess.
tell me about it. Here I am, all
I'm
these
really
years.
accustomed to disappointing people in a lot of ways, so.
Man, I got you beat there. I don't care what you say.
Anyway, yeah, these are crafting vendors, and there are some, I think there's a forge and workbench and a few things back here for crafting. So you can, if you want to be left alone and do your crafting in peace, this is a good spot to do it. I don't think there's any scholar facilities here, but it's a beautiful garden.
It is
And,
very. I don't think I've ever seen this. Of course,
and
I
if you,
didn't play as long as you did, so yeah, at the start of it.
all right,
So, do we want to go someplace next?
that's right. We'll go on to the fourth and then eventually the fifth garden.
Okay. All right, guys. Be back in just a minute. Okay, and the pair of curmudgeons is back. It's just that the doctor is a better looking curmudgeon. Okay, where are we at now?
Well, we're in the heart of Michel Delving. This is probably the largest and most bustling of the Hobbit cities of the Shire. We've had so far 2 elf gardens and 1 dwarf garden. So this is going to be a Hobbit garden. And here we're in the central, I guess, square of Michel Delving. We see quite a charming little garden of beautiful pink flowers with a central slope leading up to a statue of hobbits looking like brave bounders. Of course, there's quite a lot of foliage here, and as you see, there are these stone pediments with lanterns on them, and they have plaques beneath the lanterns. If you click on a plaque, you see memorialized the names of people who participated, characters who participated in an event that took place slightly before the release of the Helm's Deep expansion in November 2013. Apparently, the names of players who participated in certain events to reach a common server-wide goal. It was memorialized. These names were kept here, and so today we still see the names of these players.
It's pretty cool.
As I think Candy and I were both absent The curmudgeon and I were both absent during that time period from Middle Earth, so we missed our chance at eternal fame. But anyway, it's a charming garden.
I have eternal fame because I have my signature on so many Walmart documents that'll never be destroyed. When the aliens come, oh hey, did you know you can click on that statue? I just passed my cursor over it.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't have to worry about it. I got more documents and let's see.
It's another
I'm going to have to turn my
leaderboard, I guess you might call it.
Wow. Seems like the server or world Vanar seems to be in #1 in a lot of them. That's interesting. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, not having participated in that event, I really don't know too much about it, but I think this is a great little kind of an analog of Central Park right here in the middle of the Hobbit metropolis.
Yeah, very much so. And up there is the Matham House, which at one time was very important to get faction with, to get certain items. Was that not correct?
That's true. The Matham Society is an important group with whom to have reputation. Also, the Matham House is an example of the reality that not all Hobbit homes are holes. Not all of them are what we call earth-bermed structures. There are some wooden and stone surface structures that are inhabited by hobbits all over the Shire.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It really is. I love the flowers. They've done a great job. And we had shown this earlier, guys, in a nighttime view, because it's one of my favorite places at night to look at. And we've been in discussion about doing some of our favorite nighttime places. So you may get to see this one more time. But as far as our garden goes, this is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. All right, Doctor, we got one more left. So guys, hang in there, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay. Hey, we're back. And in the distance there, you can see Dr. V, and we're actually going to start. This is not the actual garden we're going to show you. Oh, that guy lagged a little bit, didn't he? This is the summer festival, right, Doctor?
Yeah, this is the summer festival grounds, the facility that's used by the elves in the enclave of Duillond to celebrate this all of their various yearly festivals and special events. But right now the summer festival is underway. And the garden I wanted to show you is up here. It's actually adjacent to that festival area. Inside this secluded cavern, it's just a remarkable view, in my opinion.
Yeah, I forgot about this place too.
It's not necessarily a flower garden. It doesn't have a lot of statuary or decoration, but it's just a serene, peaceful, and beautiful location in Ered Luin. So this is my final choice for the top 5 gardens.
I love the terracing too. Very cool.
To me, it evokes the sense of imminent abandonment that the elves feel about Middle Earth. You know, the sense that the world is changing, their time is ending. They are leaving beauty and
excuse me,
elegance and enchantment in the world, but all of that will fade when the next age comes. And this is kind of a legacy that they're leaving It has a sense of almost being abandoned, but yet having once been a rich and enchanted place.
Yeah, and they still work in here too.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't given up, but they know that things are bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're saying, but yep, pretty sweet. Excuse me. All right, guys, so I'm going to pause it here. Actually, we're not going to pause it. We're going to end it here because, excuse me, this is our 5 gardens. Doctor has some more plans, some more cool things to show you that we have discovered so far in Lord of the Rings. And Doctor, do you want to tell everybody goodbye?
Goodbye.
All right, guys, you take care. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like down there, comment, let us know what you think, of the tour here, and pass on your knowledge if you got some about this. And subscribe, share, and have a great day and eat some chili. Talk to you later, guys. Bye bye.